Welcome back, everyone, to the BBQ Podcast. Are you ready for this episode, Evan?
I'm so ready.
Yes, he is.
I'm ready.
Let's get the air horn in here.
Yeah, air horn.
I'm ready. I'm ready. You're ready, hopefully. We're all ready here, hopefully.
We're ready.
This will be an epic podcast. This is just the intro, and I know you're already thinking, this is the best podcast already. Well, guess what? This is just the intro. Wait till later on. It's good. I actually invent a new word later on in this episode. And that's a great new word. It's called plagiarism. I love it. I love it. Do you love it, Evan?
Whoa, that's crazy. That's
pretty impressive. I know.
Crazy word.
It is a good word. It's a good word.
I've never heard
of
that.
And it means basically
before.
copying someone else's work, pretty much. So technically, if I took that word from someone else, because someone else invented it, I'd be taking someone else's work, so I'd be plagiarizing
But
it.
that word doesn't exist
cool?
yet, so it's perfect.
Yeah, that word doesn't exist yet, so we're good. So that's why this episode's a banger, because I invent words, we invent new languages, we explore our lives in this episode. It's an amazing episode.
It's very
prepared
insightful.
for it. It's really, you know how like YouTube has those like they ask you like a survey about the video you watch, and they're like, what did you think of this video? And there's like one of them's like life-changing. This podcast is going to be that life-changing one, because none of those videos on YouTube I've seen with that life-changing one are life-changing. Half of them are some stupid videos like a cat can sing in like tune. Like
okay, we're gonna be on the front page of YouTube. Let's go.
Let's just be like that. It's gonna be epic. Remember, this podcast is life-changing. Stay tuned after this short break. So guys, a popular United Kingdom YouTube / British YouTuber, Niko Omilana, ran for mayor of London, which is, I think, the first time I think a YouTuber has ever ran in like politics. That's like a big YouTuber actually, like that I've heard about, and actually got as far in the running thing as he did. So he actually got 5th place in the election, which is really good. Actually, he got, I think, 6% of the votes, and this is the largest independent showing in London mayor politics, if I'm not mistaken. So that is pretty interesting right there. Like, what do you think of that, Evan, right there, just with those statistics?
It's pretty crazy. I think it's pretty funny that, you know, he was just joking around. Like, you can tell from his policies he was just joking. If he wasn't, then I'm kind of concerned for it, not gonna lie.
Well, we'll show you his policies in a bit, guys. We're gonna actually have a discussion about that.
Just stick around for a minute.
The policies are really funny and they're really good. So, like, in fact, let's just say this can be pretty epic. Let's just say that it's gonna be pretty epic. So, I'm just gonna mention some of his policies right now. So, one of his policies, right, is gonna be employ more policemen and put them straight into the Houses of Parliament, as that's where all the real criminals are.
I think that's an excellent idea, and that alone, I think, accounts for why he got so many votes for an independent. I think that explains it all.
Yeah, so this is all United Kingdom, by the way. So the price of the Frito is to go back to 5p. That, I'm not even sure what Frito is, because I'm not from the United Kingdom. I'm sure Evan doesn't know what that is either, but
I have no idea. Okay, let's look it up real quick. What's
let's look at
how do you spell it?
Fredo. Frito.
Okay.
Bar, I guess it is. It says it's a rap recording. I just searched it up.
Frito bar.
Oh, it's spelled with two D's. My bad. So it's a chocolate bar shaped like a cartoon frog. That is
What?
rather interesting. It is. So basically, it was made. It's now produced by Cadbury. So I know
Oh,
Cadbury is
is it a
actually really
Freddo
popular.
bar? That make
Yeah, Freddo.
Oh,
I'm not sure why. In the
that is
policies, it was
so weird.
written with one D. That is my mistake in there. I guess he miswrote in his policies. So it's a
Why?
Fredo.
Why is that a thing?
It's the United Kingdom. We don't want to judge them. Last time we judged them.
Wait, it's
lot
a
of stuff
Cadbury
happened.
bar too.
Yeah, whatever. But that bar is going to go back to 5p, which I like chocolate. I think $5, like 5p for a chocolate bar is not. It's a pretty good deal. Like that's probably why it's a lot higher, because inflation.
Yes, inflation.
Yep, indeed. So that is, not the worst policy, So yeah, as you can tell, these policies are really bad.
Well, here's a really, really good policy. Okay, are you ready for it? Boris Johnson will be forced to shush.
Shush. I love to shush. In fact, we're actually going to have a 1-minute shushing segment right now. Shush.
Right now. This is so stupid.
See, that's how good the shushing policy is.
Exactly.
It'd just be so nice if you can just go about a day in your country without hearing something about what Boris Johnson said. Boris Johnson is quite interesting of a guy, so everyone's talking about Boris Johnson nowadays. So that's another cool thing, and that is pretty good. So ready? There's also gonna be. This is a pretty good one. Minimum wage is going to be raised by 6.9%. That. I think that's what we need to save this economy. Like, if everybody in the world just raised all the prices, all of the minimum wages to by 6.9%, that'd be so epic. Am I right? Like, that is pretty.
That would solve all the problems.
Yeah, it really would.
All of the problems.
Yeah.
Because raising the minimum wage has always helped in the past, obviously, right? Like, there's never been any downside to it.
Exactly. Especially when it's a good number, like 6.9%. Like I think the issue with all the other ones was that it was not raised by 6.9%.
Oh, that's probably the issue.
If we has to keep it at 6.9% exactly. Otherwise, there's going to be an issue in the world with how it works. Mm-hmm. So that's a pretty public policy. As you can tell, these are some really good ones. So yeah, let's say there's some quite good ones in here. So turn off all the power in London once a year and call it London off. That is quite interesting.
That is crazy. Wow. Well, also,
why he only got 5% votes.
Yeah, it's probably true. But what about this? What about the one where, we have to rename Big Ben to Big Ben Clock? It's only logical.
One.
Yeah.
If he wants to name it that, so it classifies as a BBC. So that's why he's doing that. So it's gonna be like the British Broadcasting Company now.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be.
So Big Ben Clock is now BBC. I don't see how that could possibly go wrong.
No, I don't think I can go on it at all. Really. A second eye will be added to the London Eye, so it becomes the London Eyes. That is also very important, I think. And they're actually adding cameras on the London Eyes, so when it rotates, the government can use those cameras to spy on the citizens. So it's actually being used as an eye for the London government. That's what's called the London Eye. So not only is he adding extra eyes, so it's called London Eyes, he's also making it so the eyes can actually see stuff to spy on the citizens, which is really PogChamp right there. Am I right? That's what I want my government to do, because I know my government will protect me from the stuff. So that is pretty Pog. So citizens in Poland will be given legal access to guns.
Oh.
Just the citizens in Poland?
Citizens in Poland? That's Pog for them.
Especially since it's in the middle of London. Like, that's going to be a lot of people who will get those free access to guns. So that is, that's pretty Pog for them, as you said, Evan.
Also, anyone who clapped for the NHS but still voted Conservative, they will be forced to participate in an annual purge. Pretty crazy, right?
That'd be quite fun. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this guy sometimes is fun to, just going to purging, just shooting everyone. Okay. Look, don't take that out of context, guys. Please don't. And another thing, this is really going to help fight racism, because many of you guys may not know this, but Niko, he's actually kind of a different skin color than white. So, he probably feels racism and a lot more than the average Joe. Because let's be honest, not everyone's racist towards white people. There's a very few people, especially in this country full of white people. All those races will have their teeth removed, which is, let's just be honest, that's pretty pog champ. There's a lot of racist people out there, so that will really help the world. I think. There's some racist people in Africa, some racist people in the United States of America, some racist people all over the world.
Although we
I'm sure
are
there's a
only
racist
talking
guy.
about London, so
No. As one of his policies actually was world domination. So
Oh,
sure, right
yeah,
now he's
that's
starting in
true.
London. He's slowly going to be explaining out world to actually make these policies get implemented worldwide.
He
Which, in
was
my
very
opinion, is just
clear. He was very clear in one of his interviews that world domination is one of his biggest goals. Yeah.
Now, some of you guys may be wondering, wasn't Hitler for world domination? Wasn't a lot of bad people in the past for world domination? Well, yeah, but that's such a logical fallacy, right? One of the logical fallacies in the world is that just because one thing is true means everything is true, right? I think it's called like the goose fallacy, right? That's what the flat earthers use to argue for a flat earth. They say just because our planets are round doesn't mean our planet is round. But that's just kind of crazy. So he has the same thing as that there. So it's rather interesting. He's the one good person he says
Yeah.
to do that.
He's the first good person, according to him, in world history who's tried to have world domination, become the ruler of the world. Says he's the only good person to do that.
Which I think personally, I'm for it. Like, I believe whatever the guy says to me. I think,
Yeah.
because I like to believe what politicians say to me, just believe it without like thinking
Yeah.
for 2
Especially
seconds.
since he's
And
a
that's why I
YouTuber
really
too.
like.
So we know we
Yeah,
can
especially
trust
since he's a
him,
YouTuber
obviously.
too. Exactly. Yeah, because he shows his real personality whenever he's on a camera, just like how we show our real personality to you guys. We totally don't just make a slight character each time to actually kind of exaggerate what we're doing. We show our real personality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We would never do that. This is
Exactly.
such a realistic podcast.
Exactly. And also another thing, if an elderly person or a pregnant person is not offered a seat within a minute, I think it is. Let me check that. A minute, yes, it is, of getting onto the London Underground transportation system, they will get to drive the train and the rest of the way there. Which, let's just be honest, I love when a blind elderly person gets to drive my train. It really puts me like, it feels like I'm in a roller coaster.
It's
I'm
a
not sure if
feeling
I'm
of
going to die today.
empowerment too, right? Like,
Yeah, it feels like it's an hour, and it also feels like I'm about to die in 2 seconds, and that's my favorite thing about
it's
public
a thriller.
transportation. Exactly. It's like why drive your own car when you can get there using a roller coaster, which you don't know if you're gonna die every 2 seconds. Like, that's fun.
Why
Plus,
go to an
mention, like,
amusement park when you can just go on the London Underground?
exactly. Not to mention, maybe one of his policies is also to make transportation free. I'm pretty sure for students and elderlies, which that is going to be pretty pog because there's going to be even more of an invention. That's pretty pog champ. Right
And
there,
we
let's be
know that
honest.
from the past, that's never raised taxes or anything like that. Like, the money
No.
Just magically comes to you, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it, right? Because it starts making profit after that. Because giving the stuff away for free, so then it makes profit. Then
Exactly.
since they give away the stuff for free, it makes profit, right? Because more usage equals more of a profit usually, right? It's a pretty pog champ. These are some really good policies actually. So VHR will be banned from the Premier League along with the Glazers. So that's pretty pog champ right there.
Oh, pog.
That is pog.
Also, Prince Andrew will be banned from going within a 4-mile radius of any school.
Yeah, that's a really good policy.
That
I think they should actually implement that in the United States for Joe Biden and schools, because I think that'd be very beneficial for a lot of people. Actually, let's just be on the safe side. Let's just ban all politicians from going within 4 miles of schools. Let's just be on the realistic side here. There's some weird stuff in politics, and most politicians are other interesting people. So let's just ban all politicians.
Interesting's one word for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's one word for it. Exactly. Okay, wait. So actually, I'm rereading a thing. So it's free transportation for people under 18 and over 69, and union students included. So that's what the free transportation is for.
That makes sense.
Especially when it's over 69, it really makes me feel like it's really good, because that means people under 69 won't be using my taxes, help pay for it. It's really for the people who need it. So that's great for me. Like, these are all really good policies.
what
Okay,
about
guys, I'm
this
just reading
one?
it here.
But this one's really good. We have to at least mention this one. Any McDonald's with a broken McFlurry machine will be shut down and turned into low rent housing.
So that's pretty much every McDonald's. Every McDonald's in London is pretty much gonna be low rent
I
housing
know,
nowadays
right?
because
Plus,
like, that's
McDonald's
gonna be
is so
pretty fun.
unhealthy, so just get rid of them all. Obviously.
Exactly. As once I saw a video and it was like, "Hey, can I have some ice cream?" Wait, is the ice cream still working? The person said, "Yes, it is." And they're like, "Oh, can I have ice cream?" And then I heard his loud banging from the from the comms. Oh, it's not working now. How bad? So these McDonald's places really want to help out to get the, you know, that free low rent housing for everyone. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's very kind of them.
Okay, let's be honest here. So that is kind of what you guys kind of get what's going on now, right? So this YouTuber, he actually got interviewed on many important things. As you can tell, we're kind of joking with this. Like some of the views here we express are kind of jokes. Like,
if you didn't tell, I was being
say.
sarcastic like the whole time.
Yeah, we both were. Like, don't take what we said as like real. Like, please don't do that. Like, we're kind of joking.
Yeah,
we don't. So we're all being sarcastic here, but let's be honest. This guy had some really funny policies. This guy's a huge YouTuber. So if you haven't checked him out yet, search him out, Niko Omilana. Maybe we can get some links in the description and in the description of wherever you're watching this, and hopefully you'll be able to find it in that.
Me and Boom actually just watched the video before we recorded this, and it's pretty funny. So I'd recommend
I watched some of his videos before this, but like I rewatched it just to make sure we got all those policies straight on here.
Yeah.
And we'll actually send the two of them that he made about this election that are really good in my opinion. He's gone on BBC News. He's gone quite a few things. He's not the most family appropriate, so we will mark that in the description so you can make sure that's okay with your family before you watch it, you know? But yeah, this guy had some really funny policies. And let's just be glad that he's getting more young people into politics, because I think generally he brought up a lot of, like, I think most people that actually voted for him versus people who weren't going to vote at all. So I think this is actually really useful to naturally, because maybe since they voted once, they'll vote more, which
I'm
kind of a good thing in my opinion.
I'm just trying to figure out who these people that voted for him this time are gonna vote for next time. Because I can tell you that no one's gonna have those same policies.
Yeah, I think most of these people here let's be honest here, none of these people, like, most people probably were just voting for him out of like all the other politicians don't care about. Let's just vote for fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which it is a local elections, which local elections in most places tend to get very low vote turnouts, unless it's like a big city, I guess, which is kind of what London is. Like, since it's such a cultural hub, I guess it'd probably get more vote average than, let's say, a small city in like Canada. But yeah, these are some good policies. These are some really funny things. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this segment. I know it's a bit different than done before, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned after the short break. Lightning round. The lightning round is back for even more and epic stuff right now. So we're gonna cover some Overwatch League stuff because there is a melee tournament in Overwatch League. So I'm gonna cover that stuff right now. So Dallas Fuel actually won the Overwatch League melee tournament, making this the first tournament or anything that Dallas Fuel has ever won in its history of being a team for the Overwatch League, which is quite good for the Dallas Fuel. A lot of people weren't expecting them to win this game because they didn't have a good hit scan player. But they managed to persevere and win this thing. So many people weren't expecting this, but they managed to win. So that's good for them. And they actually have just signed Pine, which is going to be a new hit scan specialist for them to play, which happened actually after they won, which is quite interesting choice for them in my opinion. But they did that then, so that's what they did. So Eternal will sign Dridro after they lost the player Neptuno, I think last week, because of he was not feeling he was playing well enough. So they signed Dridro instead and replaced him, Neptuno, with him. So that's going to be pretty epic for them. The court that was holding the Apple versus Epic court case forgot to make it so the caller number to listen was muted. So that allowed people to actually talk during it to the court, which, let's just say, that made some really interesting videos. Let's just say that. I'm not going to say anything they said, but it was kind of funny. PlayStation and Discord team up to bring Discord to PlayStation Network. So this is actually the first time Discord has brought themselves to how did I say this? Consoles. So that will make it so that hopefully it'll help make these consoles have better voice chat and texting features, just like the rest of them. Back to the Overwatch League. The rotation for the Overwatch League map pool until the June Just tournament includes the following here. So that will include Tracer, Reinhardt, Sombra, and Zenyatta. All those characters and heroes will not be played until won't be able to get played during the June Just qualifiers and the June Just tournament itself. Nintendo's working with the studio Illumination. That is the studio that brought us the movie Minions to make a Super Mario movie. Nintendo also said, according to IGN, that they're working on making more movies using their IPs. So if you're a Nintendo fan and like movies, this is good news for you. So Sony says the PS5 or the PlayStation 5 shortage may not be better until 2022. There's a lot of shortages going on with this stuff. That is going to be quite sucky for many people who have not gotten their hands on the PlayStation 5 yet. That's going to be quite interesting. Hopefully manage to get it through. Dogecoin drops after Elon Musk's SNL performance. But so basically, all people were expecting it to keep rising till the SNL appearance. So then everyone was buying, and then sell right away, right then. So that caused it to lower drastic. And that is going to be quite interesting. But afterwards, SpaceX decided to use Dogecoin to pay for a satellite to go to space using Doge. They said they're going to do that. So that's quite interesting right there. So a cyber attack has caused gas problems for several states, many putting them into a state of emergency, actually. Now people are hoarding gas. Like, you know, I've seen some memes from this already. That's quite crazy. But but good news, guys. They have to say they're apolitical and will choose targets more carefully next time. They said their goal is to get money and just money, not being a menace on society. So that's good. You know, after that, you know, that heartfelt apology, I really just want to forgive them. You know, I think that's a pretty good motive right there.
Obviously.
So on May 20th, yeah, obviously. On May 20th, Blizzard's going to do a 3-hour live stream showing the PvP side of Overwatch 2. We have not seen that, and they've been mainly quiet about the game since 2019 when they announced it at BlizzCon 2019. Maybe they're finally going to open it up about it more now. Well, hopefully, let's hope here. Also, on May 24th, they're doing an Ask Me Anything on Reddit about this stuff. So that's going to be quite epic. I think this is a good thing that Aaron Keller, the new game director of Overwatch, after Jeff Kaplan signed down, is doing. He's going to be hopefully more open about this new game they're making. So that's really good. So Discord today, actually, since it's their 6th year anniversary, I believe, or birthday, we changed their logo. That is happening on May 5th. May 5th, not May 5th, May 13th. My bad. Not sure why I said May 5th. And it just happened. I'm actually recording a podcast on this day and they made a new logo. That's pretty epic. Nintendo says it's going to be a huge year for new games from them. That is going to be kind of epic. So some new technology can actually now let some disabled people just type by thinking about what they want to type. So basically, they have like this, I don't know if it's a chip, but they have this technology in their brain, right? And basically, the person is going to think about what they're going to write with their hands. They're going to think about writing each letter. And then the brain's going to use the nerves in those letters. And they're going to figure out, since it's plugged into the computer, it's going to figure out, oh, that's what they're trying to write, and automatically type it. The people can type, so disabled people can type up to 90 characters per minute using this new technology, which is pretty crazy, let's be honest. So for those who like buying Pokemon cards, which I know some of you guys do like buying Pokemon cards, some of you guys like to collect Pokemon cards, Target's going to stop selling them. I'm not sure why. I tried to figure that out, but apparently they're going to stop. So some Targets may not be seeing them anymore. So if you live in America, don't go to Target for Pokemon cards now. That's good for you, news for you now, so you don't waste your time. So WhatsApp is removing features from those who don't accept the new agreements, new privacy agreements in Germany. There was a bit of a issue with WhatsApp and the German government causing some issues in terms of privacy, and they were kind of fighting. So they're just gonna be like, okay, no more features for you until you accept this, you know, kind of threatening them. But I think most of the people that do use WhatsApp are just going to move to another platform because there's a lot of messaging platforms on the market, and they have a lot of competition, so I don't see why they're doing this, but they're doing it. So Destiny 2 accidentally enabled cross-platform play on their game without it being ready, so people are able to play cross-platform with their friends ahead of time. That's quite interesting news right there. So this is the end of the games lightning round segment. We're going to go to the sports mini segment in this lightning round segment right now. To you, Evan.
Okay, so welcome back to our sports update segment. You're gonna want to get comfy because this one's a long one. Here we go. Just a quick note that all standings are accurate at the time of this recording, which is Thursday, May 13th at 9:23 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, let's just go into the MLB here. So we're well into the regular season now, as you know. In the AL East, the Boston Red Sox are in first. In the AL Central, the Chicago White Sox lead. The Oakland Athletics lead the AL West. Then the National League, the New York Mets lead the NL East. The St. Louis Cardinals are on top of the NL Central. And in the NL West, the San Francisco Giants are now in first place. The Chicago White Sox lead the American League and the MLB overall with a 21 win and 13 loss record, which is a 618 percentage. And the Giants lead the National League with a 22-14 record and a 611 percentage. Standings can be found at mlb.com/standings, or you can look on the screen right now if you're watching the video version. Some MLB news. The Kansas City Royals are on a 10-game losing streak and dropped below 500 and down to third place in the AL Central Division. They were popping off last episode, but yeah, not anymore. So that's at MLB.com. After a strong start to the season, the LA Dodgers continue to drop in the standings as well. They're now in third place in the NL West behind the Giants and Padres after starting the year with an 11-2 record, as we mentioned in the first 2 episodes ago, or maybe it's 3 episodes. Basically the first episode that the MLB regular season was on. Okay, then also the Oakland Athletics are looking for new places for relocation. As you know, Oakland hasn't really served them well. They don't get many fans there, and they're actually doing fairly well this year. So it's ideal that they relocate. And then also, that's from ESPN. The Houston Astros slugged a season-high 5 home runs in Wednesday's game against the Angels for a 9-1 victory. That's from TSN. It's pretty pog for them. Let's go. Good job, Astros. Okay, moving into the NHL. As you're probably aware, the Stanley Cup playoffs are here by the time you're watching this, actually. So by the time you're watching or listening to this, one playoff game will have been completed, and there may be a few ongoing depending on what times they decide to start. One will have already finished in the afternoon, I think. So 2 will have finished if you're watching this premiere live. Anyways, here are your regular season standings as of Thursday, May 13. In the Discover Central Division, the Carolina Hurricanes clinched with 80 points, which is 1 ahead of the Florida Panthers. They clinched their division first place seed. The Penguins clinched the top seed in the Mass Mutual East Division with 77 points. The Capitals were just behind them with the same number of points, the same percentage, but and the same number of regulation wins, but less regulation and overtime wins and a far worse home record. I don't remember what the tiebreaker is when it gets that far, but it might be home record. Either way, the Penguins just barely came out on top there, which is pretty crazy. So they claimed the first seed in the Mass Mutual East Division. Then the Toronto Maple Leafs still lead the Scotia North Division with 77 points. The Oilers behind them with 72 points. And the Winnipeg Jets just continue taking more losses. Kind of sucks for them. They were really close to first a few weeks ago. The Leafs have secured their first seed in the division and will take on the Montreal Canadiens in the first round of the playoffs. The Vegas Golden Knights lead the Honda West division with 82 points, 2 points ahead of the Colorado Avalanche. This is the only battleground division left. In every other division, all 4 teams competing in the playoffs have clinched a playoff seed as of now. And the Vegas Golden Knights lead the NHL this year with 82 points, a 40-14-2 record, and 732 percentage as of now, which is really good. The Avalanche are in second overall in the NHL, so you can see that's really competitive division right there. If one of these 2 teams make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, they will have home advantage. So yeah, you can find the standings at nhl.com/standings/2020 division, or on the screen here if you're watching the video version. Just some quick NHL news. The Scotia North Division will extend a little longer. The other divisions have finished their season, but Scotia North will go a little longer than the other divisions, or mostly finished their season. The other ones have until May 19 because of missed Canucks games, which is the same day that the first playoff game is, I believe. So yeah, Frederik Andersen has returned for the Leafs in time for the playoffs. That's from TSN. And then I'm going to list every team that's made the playoffs for all you audio listeners and video listeners who just don't want to look it up. Okay, Honda West. The Golden Knights and Colorado Avalanche clinched for the first or second seed. The Wild clinched the third, and the Blues clinched the fourth seed. In the Discover Central Division, the Hurricanes clinched the first seed, Panthers with the second, Lightning with the third, and Predators with the fourth seed. In the Scotia North Division, the Leafs clinched the first seed, Oilers the second, Jets the third, and Canadiens the fourth seed. In the Mass Mutual East Division, the Penguins clinched the first seed, Capitals the second seed, Bruins the third, and Islanders the fourth seed. Hopefully that was helpful for everyone. So if your favorite team wasn't mentioned on there, they did not make the playoffs. Okay, moving over to NBA. The Philadelphia 76ers still lead the Eastern Conference with 47 points, 47 wins and 22 losses. Sorry. And they're just ahead of the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Jazz still lead the Western Conference and have clinched the Northwest Division with 50 wins and 20 losses. They're also leading the NBA. The Phoenix Suns and Clippers still trail behind them. As of now, most teams have either clinched or been eliminated from playoff contention. The Bucks lead the Central Division, Hawks lead the Southeast Division, and they have not yet clinched a playoff position, though. Wait, that's not true. Wait, okay, just ignore that. Anyways, all the teams. Yeah, I need to get fact checked. I do mention it later.
Fact checks right here.
Okay, all the teams eliminated from playoff contention so far: the Raptors, Cavs, Magic, Pistons in the East, and the Pelicans, Timberwolves, Thunder, and Rockets in the West. There are still a number of games left. Things may change for teams that have not been eliminated from playoff contention yet. You can find the NBA standings at nba.com/standings, and let's go into some news here. More bad news for the NBA. Ratings have dropped another 13% this season alone. Yeah, that sucks for them. There's lots of contention right now with sports, and wokeness, I guess. We'll just leave it at that, though. The first ever NBA playoff tournament will be happening for entrance into this year's postseason. They've never done this before. You can go to nba.com for more info on that. The NBA will play-in tournament will start May 18, which is Tuesday, and the playoffs will start May 22nd, which is Saturday. Schedules are at nba.com. I'm not going to go through them here. I don't have that kind of time. Okay. I'll now list all the teams who have clinched and their current positions. In the East, 76ers and Nets clinched playoff spots. The Bucks did with the Central Division top seed, and the Hawks, Heat, Knicks all clinched with 4, 5, and 6 seeds respectively. The Celtics, Hornets, and Pacers all clinched the play-in tournament in that order. The Wizards and Bulls are competing for the last spot. Wizards are currently ahead. In the West, the Jazz clinched a playoff spot and top seed in the Northwest Division. The Suns, Clippers, and Nuggets take the 2, 3, and 4 seeds respectively in the conference. The Trailblazers, Mavericks, and Lakers are battling for the last 2 seeds in the West. The one who doesn't make it will take a spot in the play-in tournament. The Trailblazers and Mavericks are currently leading with 5th and 6th seeds in the conference respectively. The Warriors, Grizzlies clinched the play-in tournament seeds in that order, and the Spurs and Kings are competing for the last one in the West. That's a lot for NBA and NHL, just because there's a lot happening with the postseason or playoffs starting for them. So yeah, next episode we'll give you an update on who's won and who's lost their 7-game series. It's gonna be interesting, and the play-in tournament for the NBA. Just a reminder, CFL is entering the preseason on May 23rd. We'll get a little bit of coverage for that for sure once it comes along. Heading over to soccer for you soccer fans, the MLS regular season is about 4 weeks underway. The CF Montreal lead the East with 2 wins, a loss, and 2 draws, which is 8 points. And the New England Revolution trail and New York City FC trail behind that. Atlanta United dropped from second to 7th since the last episode. Kind of sucks for them. Big oof. In the West, the LA Galaxy dropped to third. The San Jose Earthquakes in second, and the Seattle Sounders FC leading with 4 wins and a draw. for a total of 13 points, leading the league by 5 points. Standings can be found at mlssoccer.com/standings/2021. Okay, in the Premier League, we'll go through this quickly. Manchester United leads the English Premier League with 25 wins, 5 draws, and 5 losses, taking both a win and a loss since the last episode. Manchester United trails 5 wins behind Leicester City and Chelsea behind them, and Liverpool and West Ham United have just swapped places since the last episode. They're in 5th and 6th, respectively. Sheffield United is still last, obviously, and now has 5 wins, 2 draws, and 28 losses, taking 2 more losses since last time. I think it's kind of funny. Sorry if you're a fan of that team. Anyways, that's all for this week's sports update. You can find standings and news at MLB.com, NHL.com, and NBA.com, and MLSsoccer.com, right? And you can also find other sports news from today's segment at ESPN.com, TSN.ca, and Sportsnet.ca. That is all for this week's lightning round. You're watching the BBQ Podcast, Season 2, Episode 7. Stick around for more.
So do you guys remember the thing we talked about last time, right? The Hypixel is making an SMP feature on their server, right? We'll have all the assets of like the chats, messaging. We'll even include the ranks still if you want. It's kind of like Minehut, but on Hypixel. So, and he said in that thing, they said they're planning on releasing it soon to beta. First, they finally released it. Like they just released it a few days ago.
That's
to
awesome.
MVP pluses. And it works pretty well actually. So basically right now, there's this queue system, of course, which is, you know, what they're going to do for it. So yes, so they have the queue ready, and you just queue up the server and you can join. So last time we tried to predict how many players to be able to join. It's 9 players, so 9 right there, 9 players. So that is pretty pog, not 10, not 8, which is kind of frustrating. I'll be honest, I don't see why they did an odd number, because for me, I always gotta have like things on an even number just to satisfy my need. But they didn't do an odd number, so an even number, sorry. So that's kind of frustrating for me. But yeah, what do you think of this feature, Evan?
Yeah, we just also took a quick video look at it, and it's pretty cool. It's what you would expect it is, and I'm glad that they're slowly testing it and rolling it out instead of just launching it and hoping it doesn't crash. But yeah, the way they have it set up right now, you have to request, and the mods have to manually like allow you to make your server. So I think that's a good way to start it off, to make sure everything's working and you don't overload and crash all the servers. Because obviously Hypixel has a pretty good reputation. They don't want to go all Minehut style, you know? So I think that's pretty good the way they have it set up, and hopefully they get to roll it out to everyone soon in the near future. I wasn't expecting even like a beta version to come this early. It's pretty cool. I also like how you can do everything from inside of Minecraft. One of the things I hate most about Minehut is having to actually go onto the webpage to like do things to the server and stuff. It's really, really annoying. And like yesterday, you guys are actually watching the footage if you're watching the video version. Me and Boom were doing Minecraft speedrun attempts, and we
just
failed.
For fun. They were actually officially.
Yeah, we're just for fun. If you're watching it, then you know how bad we failed, or we're failing right now. It was so bad, but
it was really bad.
Yeah, what was really annoying was that every time I had to go onto the Minehut website to reset the world instead of being able to do it straight in Minecraft. It was a bit of a pain. And I like how with the way Hypixel's set up, you can do it all in game. That's a major appeal to me, at least. What would you say about it, Boom?
Yeah, I agree with all those things. I think that they really worked on making this a user-friendly like thing. Like it's not gonna be like, it's not really complex on how to make it. But another thing too is just because it's less complex, like the menus, but you also can do way less complex stuff. For instance, you can't do plugins yet on it. can't change versions, which on mine you can't change versions, but another free server host, Eternos, you can change versions. So sure, it's easier to set up and stuff like that. There's still some drawbacks to it, and you can only make one server, and there's only for MVP pluses right now. So there is some reasons to still be using Minehut. But as you said, they are really working on making this thing user friendly, which is good for a lot of people because a lot of people aren't that good at making Minecraft servers. Surprisingly, like a lot of people that love a person, you know. Okay. But yeah.
Well, I would definitely not use it instead of Minehut right now, especially since I don't have MVP on Hypixel anyways, so I couldn't. But I mean, well, that voice crack. But I mean, if it keeps going on this, like, if it keeps getting better like this, I think it could be pretty pog in the future. And hopefully, like, they're able to like do version changing and stuff. Because, like, I mean, I like 1.6.
That's a big drawback. That's the big drawback for Minehut, in my opinion. Like, I have some old. Another thing though is that I don't think you can upload your own worlds to it. There's a lot of drawbacks in terms of it's literally just an SMP. But considering that it's a free SMP, if you want to, you can technically make it a creative world too, I believe, because you have access to give everyone up, or you can just give everyone creative like manually, like /game.c. So there is some reasons like you can make this into a creative multiplayer server too, or like a CMP, right? So I think there's some really good features for it, and so far it hasn't been so like it seems like from the videos I've seen. I've only seen like one video of it, to be honest, but it seems to be pretty good. I think they're going to be able to handle it slowly but surely so that it won't cause any lag to any of the servers. Now, I do think they won't be the best quality servers because they are free, not paid for. Like, eventually, like Minehut used to be really good servers, but you know, just slowly more and more demand, right? Like, it's really hard to keep up demand, especially when you're doing it for free. Like, these are expensive servers to host, so eventually it'll be not the best servers. But for now, I think it's a really good quality server, especially since it's only for people who actually paid for it. So technically, it is a paid for server because it has to have a rank to have it. So yeah, do you have anything else to add, Evan?
No, I'm pretty excited about it, and we'll make sure to give you more updates on this as it continues.
So yeah, you're listening to the BBQ Podcast. Stay tuned after the short break. The popular first-person shooter game, I guess you could say, kind of like CS:GO and Overwatch had a baby. Valorant, that game by Riot Games. So due to complexity, Riot Games decided they're going to say all of the not the recordings are going to be recorded. Like the voice recordings from your communication, like when you're a game, are going to be recorded. So this has caused this has gone back to a city, right? So someone reports it, they'll then list it in, they'll probably get a robot to do it, or they'll probably have some human. It'll probably be a combination of both. And they're going to listen in and, hear and check to see if they're being toxic, right? I would assume it's going to be a human at first, but maybe eventually they can get an AI to figure out how to do this pretty well as well. So that's been causing quite a few issues. Like, it's really divided the community on whether they think this is an okay thing for them to do. What's the benefits? What's not the benefits? Is it really worth combating toxicity? Now, Riot did say it is going to comply with like the agencies, like for instance in Europe. Yes, if someone wants to get their data, they can request the data to be deleted, so they're allowing that to happen. They're doing quite a few things to protect it, but they're still collecting this data. What do you think of the 7 so far?
Collecting data on Pog.
Yeah, so a lot of people do agree with that, right? But let's be hesitant, right? I believe it is also only, if I'm not mistaken, also it's only pretty much going to be the voice comms in game, like when you're in a team chat, right? So those team chats are not most private anyways. Like, hey, this guy, someone can literally be recording their gameplay and literally be recording that, and that can be some random stranger, or someone can be live streaming. There's live streamers who record the in-game chat, like voice chat all the time, right? So the argument is that a lot of people are saying, well, they can collect the evidence from this file using those outsourced clips as well. It's not much different to get them all recorded, right? And sometimes it can be a good idea to have all things recorded, right? So this is a really hard topic. Personally, I'm kind of in the against for it, but I'm not really sure how bad Valorant is in terms of toxicity yet either, to be honest, because I have not played Valorant for much at all, to be honest. So it's a very controversial thing. Does that change your opinion at all, Evan? Like,
Well, yeah,
everyone
there's
just
some
thinks
like
that.
there's some pros and cons of it. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
I just let off with that. But yeah, there's some pros and cons of it. I don't know anything about the Valorant community. I don't know if it's like toxic or anything, or if it's gonna do any good. But like, let's be fair here. If you're playing the game in online VCs, then you should kind of expect that to happen. The other thing is, yeah, so people could record it whenever they wanted, right? Obviously,
Exactly.
anyone who joins can record. The thing is, the only difference here is, one, most people wouldn't record it. Like, they have no
Mhm.
reason to. And the other reason is, one company has all the recordings in one place, and it's like one big company. They could easily sell whatever information they want for money. So that's the only that's the downfall with it.
Yeah,
I
there's for sure lots of pros and cons. Like, I agree
Yeah.
with those cons.
I'd probably be against it because I don't I don't think that it's a good thing for one company to have all that. But again, if you're going on an online VC, then you're kind of saying, yeah, I'm up for this.
Mhm.
So that's another thing. It is what it is. I mean,
And
if
another
the
thing,
Valorant community is really toxic, then
yeah, another thing you'd also say is that you could also get like Riot Games to put in like their in-game, like, those tips menus they always display for screens, which are like the stupidest thing ever. Like, oh, when you put your headphones on, you can get better sounds. Whoa! You get those dumb tips things. They can put one of those tips things that say, when someone's toxic, take out your phone and record it so that we can see, right? Like, you can like put your head, like, think about your headphones, or disconnect your headphones, record it,
Mhm.
or you can record using OBS, right? So it's like, all people, like, sure, this will help if all the things are recorded, right? In fact, I wouldn't be against, maybe, let's say, just the public ones are like recorded, right? Because I do know a lot of places that do, like, for instance, Omingo, that's like a talk changer thing. They record the voice comp, like, they record the things there to moderate it, because there's a lot of very interesting plays on the thing that's called Talk to Strangers, surprisingly. But yeah, they could probably, if they wanted to, not go by the collecting data thing, which is kind of a good thing for many people. They can just really encourage people to record that themselves to report it, right?
Yeah.
And again, it could also be a beneficial thing for maybe that they say don't record the private ones like the group comms, but record the public team chat. You know what I mean? That could be a bit helpful for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you have anything else to add, Evan?
No, it's just there are a lot of different angles that people should consider looking at this from. As long as
Yeah.
as long as nothing's being recorded when you're outside of VC like at all, then that shouldn't be an issue really either. So,
Yeah, if you don't want to do it, you can always just not join like voice comms. Like, you're
yeah.
completely allowed to do that in Valorant. If
I
you're playing
mean,
competitively, you maybe don't want to do that, but
I mean, if like it is a really toxic voice call, just leave. Like, I don't see
exactly.
what the issue is there. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's episode of the BBQ Podcast Season 2, Episode 7. Let's go. We're popping off with the episodes here. Yes, there's the air horn to close with the episode. Anyways, here. Okay. Gotta focus. Outro time. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching.
Focus.
Don't forget to go check me and Boom out on YouTube and Twitch, where we post videos and stream. Neither of us are very consistent. Literally the only thing that goes on my channel now is the podcast that you're listening to, and that's also like the same thing with what goes on my Twitch. I haven't streamed or uploaded in a while. But yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. You can follow us there.
I'll be fine.
You won't get spammed with notifications, so like, yeah,
Doesn't harm anybody.
leave notifications on, because when you do get notifications, it's an event. Anyways,
Yeah, exactly.
you can find those if you go to tinyworld.com/EEVAN10-YT. Go to one of our podcast description. You can find all the links below. Also, if you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube, we encourage you to go check out the audio version on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all those great podcast platforms that you can go download the audio versions on. It might be helpful if you just want to listen while you're driving or something. We don't recommend crashing or listening if it's illegal to listen where you're driving. I don't think that's a thing anywhere, but maybe it is. I don't know.
North Korea, maybe. Don't listen to this in North Korea.
But yeah, you can, or if you're just like doing work around the house, I don't know, whatever it might be, the audio versions are also over there. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I don't think I've said that in a while. And comment down below if you're on YouTube. It does help us in the algorithm, so it is very much appreciated. And we'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube at tinyurl.com/EEVAN10-YT. You can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/EEVAN10. And don't forget to go follow BBQ on YouTube. Yo, what is up, everybody? Me and BBQ are back with our live post commentary. Yes, gotta get the air horns. This is exclusive to YouTube and Twitch. If you want to ask us any questions or something we should discuss, you can put that in the chat. There you can see the speed run that me and Boom failed. It was mostly my fault.
It's really
but
not
then,
a speed run. It's pretty much just
it's like a let's
playing
play
Minecraft.
pretty much. But then Boom fell in the lava, and yeah. It was
once that happened, and actually right now it's actually falling into lava, so it really did work that way.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyways, we are back. And Boom has a couple of things that he wants to just to let you guys know. So I'll hand it over to Boom.
So this stuff actually may be in the lockdown, like the lightning round next week as well. But this is an exclusive lightning round sneak peek. For those who are listening to this, that's good for you. So Overwatch has announced Overwatch anniversary event is coming out in 2 days, May 18th. So if you're like the anniversary event on Overwatch, you can go play, and hopefully you'll get all the stuff there and get it good. So that should be pretty epic. So yeah, if you need to top up your Overwatch skins, because this is an Overwatch anniversary event, you can buy any skin from like any like passing or anything, right? So this would also be good if you need to get any of those skins to top up and you want to unlock them all. So this is going to be really good news for a lot of people. So Cole O'Neill, that's the pipeline person who got their pipe hacked, which caused a huge gas shortage with everything. They decided to just pay the $5 million ransom fee for the pipeline to get it back. So hopefully that will start working on the gas situation a little bit and make it just a little bit better, and it doesn't
gas is
super bad. So. Yeah. And then another thing, Ireland had healthcare system shut down from hackers, which really just shows that you really gotta be careful with all these things. They're getting more and more crazy. These hackers, like, you keep going for more and more stuff. Their ransoms are just keep going up. So tell your people who don't know not to click on emails that are weird, not to click in them. So yeah, that's our advice with this.
Weird emails are unpog.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure the Irish is like, oh boy, I want a pot of gold, as I heard from the news source I got this from.
Oh no.
But no, that's not what happened.
Anyways.
Yep. So that is pretty much the news that we've got. Again, we just recorded the podcast I think 3 days ago, so news doesn't happen that much. So
and
we're
actually,
just gonna be talking pretty much.
I'll give a quick what am I saying? Like a sports update for everyone. Since that was back on Thursday that we recorded it, which is a little earlier than normal. We usually record it on Friday or Saturday, but we had some scheduling conflicts, so we decided to just record it Thursday. The only downside is that, the sports stuff was a little bit late, so I'll just give a quick update for everyone here on YouTube and Twitch as far as like the playoffs go for the NHL. So game 1 was yesterday between the Bruins and the Capitals, and the Capitals won it 3-2. So it's a pretty close game. And that's the first one, and then the second game was today in the afternoon. It was between the Islanders and the Penguins, New York Islanders, Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Islanders won it 4-3. Again, pretty close game. So as of now, Washington leads the Bruins 1-0 in the series, and New York Islanders lead the Penguins 1-0 in their series. And then also going on at this very moment, they're about halfway through period 2 almost. So I just over halfway, sorry. And it's tied at 2 between the Lightning and the Panthers. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. So yeah, we will give you more updates on like how things went in the first round and stuff next episode, because I believe the first round should be over by then. That's in 2 weeks. So yeah,
Hopefully.
should be over unless there are any more delays and stuff, which would kind of suck. But yeah, that's it for now. And then the NBA play-in tournament will be starting. It's May 18th that started. What day is it? May 16th.
Today is May
So it'll be
16th.
starting Tuesday.
The
And we'll
same
give
date
you.
that the Overwatch thing is upcoming out, so you know it's gonna be a big
Ooh,
day for
it's
the
a big
sports
day.
and yeah.
Yes, it is. So that'll be starting on Tuesday, and then the NBA playoffs will be starting on Saturday, I believe. So we'll give you all the standings and info next episode. The sports segment will be a lot shorter, hopefully, because now that teams have been eliminated, it should go a little faster. But yeah, that's about it that I have to say about that. So Boom, do you have anything else to say?
No, I'm pretty good. Like I'm not sure. Again, there's not been much news since we recorded this, in my opinion. Like kind of look for some news. In fact, I was looking for news when everyone was talking there. And it's pretty pretty short. So that's kind of interesting right there.
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A has actually announced they're going to be putting limits on for the sauce shortage since they're having a shortage. Which makes sense because if you look at the ketchup, like I remember watching a YouTube video about this, like how there's gonna be, and the guy was warning us, and everyone was laughing at him. I was watching this video, and I think in December, the guy was like, "There's gonna be ketchup and sauce shortages in 2021," and that guy predicted it because he said that due to like how they're made, like they make a lot more of those like bottles that go in grocery stores instead of compared to like those little individual packets, which are pretty much equal in sale nowadays. Like, so that's why he was predicting such a win, so like such a shortage, and it's true.
He was right.
Yep, he was. I'm not sure who that guy was. In fact, I barely even remember watching it. But yeah.
Pog champ. Well, I guess that's all for this episode. We just want to remind you that you can go in my Discord server, do !Discord and chat, and you can just give us. We have a podcast suggestions text channel, and you can just give us some suggestions in there if there's anything you want us to talk about, and we'll consider it for sure. You can also come back here live if you're missing it live, and ask questions in the chat or maybe in the comments below. Hopefully, I will read that, and we can probably talk about it. Anyways, that's all there is for this week's post commentary. We'll be back in another 2 weeks with the next episode, again airing at the same time at tinyurl.com/eevn10-yt, and it starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, that's the time. Tell your friends to check it out if they're interested. It's pretty pog, even if they only
If
want
you
to.
have friends.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you only want to watch like a certain part, a certain segment, we got a lot of different sort of, I guess, genres of topics that we talk about, we try to reach a broad audience, and hopefully that works, sort of. Anyways, yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment to help boost this
Indeed.
podcast in the algorithm. And then also, if you're on Twitch, follow, but also go subscribe and follow BBQ on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, Evan's overtaking me on YouTube. I'm pretty sure for subscribers now, which
Oh, have I?
we can't have that. I think so. I'm at like 41. Let's see how much you are right
Oh,
now.
I'm at 42.
42. Yeah, so me and Evan are actually in a competition right now about who can get to the 45 subscribers, and I'm at 40. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I guess
so
I didn't know
kind of
about
got
that competition,
subscribing.
but
Hey,
it's the
we're
same.
announcing it right
It's
now.
official. It's
Yeah,
official. So go
whoever
sub to
win-
me. Don't sub to Boom.
Should we bet
Thank
something
you.
on it? Should we bet something on it?
What we're gonna bet?
Let's like this is a punishment. Whoever did get there last gets like a punishment. Oh, to get the other person gets to choose 2 sauces to combine and let them eat from their fridge. So if let's say I lose, you get to choose 2 sauces from my fridge that I have to combine and eat.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not allergic to. If I'm allergic to anything, which I'm not, and if I win, like then you have to eat. I get to choose 2 sauces from your fridge for you to mix and eat.
Oh no.
That's gonna be horrible. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Let's
It's
not
gonna
do
be horrible.
that. Let's not do it.
We're just doing it for the coolness. We're doing it for the subscribe. that's the price. Subscribe. So subscribe to me, guys. Boom BQ. I don't post, so you don't need to worry about your subscriptions getting spammed by me making YouTube videos. It's not me.
Okay, you heard it from him. So I guess it's official then. So don't forget to sub. Don't sub to Boom. And
This is like the biggest sub war since PewDiePie versus T-Series.
high stakes. Let's go.
First to 45 subscribers ever on YouTube.
Let's go. Okay. Okay, that's we're getting off the rails again like we do on every post commentary. So
I
yeah,
haven't ate food for 24 hours. No.
Yeah, do all those things. I already did all the sellout stuff, so we're done. We'll see you next time. Bye everyone.